Tianjin is one of China's 4 municipalities, cities with provincial status, much like Greater London or Washington, D.C. The city proper is home to just over half of the municipality's population of some 14 million people, making Tianjin the 3rd most populous city and the 4th most populous municipality in China. The eastern part of Tianjin municipality is one of China's 2 principal focal points for economic development, with plans to surpass Shanghai's Pudong district within 5 years as a hub for the finance, import-export and high-tech industries. The heart of this boom area is called TEDA, the Tianjin Economic and Technological Development Area. Both Beijing and Tianjin municipalities were carved out of Hebei province, north of the Yellow River. The Great Wall defines the northernmost boundary of the municipality. Beijing abuts the northwestern boundary, and the Bohai Sea the eastern boundary. Tianjin municipality is divided into 15 districts and 3 counties, 6 of which lie within the city proper. Tianjin is supplied with water from a large reservoir in Jixian County, just under the Great Wall, and from the Yellow River to the south. There are 3 ring roads around Tianjin city proper. The northern section of the outer ring road lies along the Beijing to Tanggu motorway, which parallels the railway track. A subway runs through the middle of the city, and a light railway takes you from the southeastern corner of the city out to TEDA. There is also an expanding airport to the east of the city. Tianjin derives its significance from its location. It lies at the junction of the river to the sea, the Haihe, and the Grand Canal. This 1,000-mile-long canal from Beijing to Hangzhou was originally completed in the Tang dynasty in the 7th century to link together the 2 major rivers of China, the Yellow River in the north and the Long River in the south. The river to the sea connected Beijing to the Bohai. The junction of these 2 waterways became especially significant in the early 15th century, when the 2nd emperor of the Ming dynasty moved China's capital to Beijing and began building what became the Forbidden City. At that point, a garrison town was established to protect the junction, which was the capital's gateway to both the sea and to the south, and consequently needed also to be the protector of the capital from outside attack. That year, 1404, the Son of Heaven forded the river there during a military campaign, and thus renamed the town Heaven's Ford, or Tianjin. The garrison town was actually no bigger than the Forbidden City, a 1-mile square rectangular walled city. The city was quartered by 2 major avenues with a drum tower standing at their crossroads. These avenues led out of the city in the 4 directions of the compass through a gateway in the middle of each wall. The old city has now been razed to make way for the new, although the drum tower and the northeast quarter have been restored as a tourist attraction. The surrounding walls of the town were torn down by foreign armies in 1900 when the Boxers hid behind them. They were replaced with 4 broad avenues, which are the start point for orientating ourselves to Tianjin today. In 1860, the Treaty of Tianjin was signed, in which Britain, supported by France, America, Russia and Japan, agreed to end the Second Opium War on the condition that China ceded to foreign control a vast area of this strategic location. A total of 9 foreign powers carved up an area downriver that in the end was 30 times bigger than the original Chinese city. Each of these foreign concessions was developed as a microcosm of their home country and, of course, ensured that all visitors and trade to and from China's capital first passed foreign inspection. As the 20th century dawned, China herself began to develop her part of Tianjin, opening up the area to the south of the old city. When in 1949 China finally managed to liberate Tianjin from foreign occupation and control, the enlarged Chinese district was predictably named Nankai, Southern Development, while the area formerly dominated by foreign concessions was hopefully renamed Heping, Peace District. The district to the northwest was commemoratively called Hongqiao, Red Bridge, and the other three districts of the expanding city were labelled as east, west, and north of the river, Hexi, Hedong, and Hebei, respectively. Weijinlu runs down from what would have been the south gate of the old city, and it separates Nankai district from Heping and Hexi districts. Heping and Hexi districts are in turn separated by two major roads, Weididao and Machangdao, which once took foreigners to and from their horse racing track, which is now the flooded backyard of the Sheraton Hotel. The road and then the canal west of the city separate Nankai from Hongqiao districts. And finally, the railway and main station divide Hebei district from Hedong. The main areas of the city today all lie in the three districts south of the river. The eastern end of what was the original Chinese city is the place to find items of traditional Chinese culture such as clothing, instruments and ornaments. In the centre of Heping district, developed around two pedestrian avenues, is the main shopping centre where you'll find department stores, Walmart, B&Q and Warner Cinemas. In Nankai is the water park and zoo, with the Olympic sports stadiums and associated shopping and accommodation developments to the south. Heading west through Nankai district takes you through Wangdingdi to Huayuan, housing areas in which many of the foreigners in Tianjin live. At the heart of Hexi district is the Tianjin History Museum with its Milky Way Park, a popular recreational area with all ages, especially for kite flying and rollerblading. Across the road from there is the Tianjin Amusement Park with the Science Museum on its east side. The southern part of Hexi district is a massive new residential area that has sprung up since 2002 and is known as Meijiang. Both New Century Language and Culture Center and the Jianhua Foundation office lie in Hexi district between the museums and the Olympic area. To the south, in Meijiang, is the headquarters of China's National Security Bureau. The city has retained its historical position as the protector of the capital and tends to be politically conservative as a result. North of New Century is Tianjin's best-known landmark, the TV Tower, being the tallest structure in the city. The area just above the TV Tower is dominated by Tianjin's best-known universities, while further north, in the heart of Heping district, is the main three-self Chinese Protestant church. The city's three railway stations all lie in the northern section of the city. The terminus for the bus to and from Beijing Airport in the middle of Heping district, and the station for the light rail to Tida is at the east of the river in Hedong district. These are the main roadways for navigating between all these places. Around the old Chinese city, where the walls stood until 1900, are four roads named after the points of the compass. We've already noted Weijinlu and Weididao, but from here we can see Nanjinglu running through the heart of Heping district, and Fukanglu being the western extension of Weididao. Further south, New Century and the International Fellowship lie at the junction between Zijinshanlu and Binshuidao. The next major east-west road is Heiniuchengdao, whose western end turns north as Hongqilu, which leads up to the heart of Hongqiao district. The other two major north-south roads, both east of New Century, are Youyilu and Jiefanglu. Let's try to simplify all that. Focusing on the city west of the river, Hongqilu and Weididao together comprise the Middle Ring Road. Inside them, the north and west roads around the old city join with Nanjinglu to form the Inner Ring Road. Or look at it this way. And this is your orientation to Tianjin.